Prince Harry came to the UK with a clear goal, and it wasn't the one Meghan Markle had hoped for. Forget about peaceful family time or casual tea chats. This visit had one aim: to get back into the royal family. And he didn't come empty-handed. Harry brought his phone full of pictures and videos of Archie and Lilibet, like royal playing cards, ready to show King Charles. It was a clever move, not loud but smart. Because if the royal family values anything more than titles or traditions, it's legacy. And legacy means children, not just news headlines. The meeting between Harry and his father wasn't a big family moment. It lasted only 55 minutes, but it meant a lot. After nearly 2 years of silence, press fights, and public criticism, Prince Harry and King Charles finally sat down together at Clarence's house. No Camilla, no assistants, just the two of them with lots of built-up tension and a phone full of memories. Harry showed Charles videos and photos of the grandkids he hardly knows. He's seen Archie only a few times, and Lilibet just once. That's it. One meeting, one look at his granddaughter. But Meghan always says they're being ignored and pushed away. But who really did the pushing? You'd think this meeting would be a peaceful gesture. But for Meghan, it's like a major alert. Harry's time in the UK is exactly what she didn't want. He's smiling, doing Invictus events, shaking hands, and saying nice things about being back home. He looks happy, glowing even, like he enjoys the royal spotlight again. And don't be fooled, this wasn't just a random visit. It was carefully planned for months, with teams working behind the scenes to arrange it. Meghan wasn't involved in any of it, not even by video, not even mentioned in official talks. And that's the real story. This trip wasn't about Harry and Meghan. It was just about Harry. The Sussex brand always sold them as a pair. We want privacy. We want freedom. We're doing this together, they said. But now the cracks are showing. Meghan stayed in California, saying she was too busy working on her personal brand that no one really asked for. While she's out trying to turn herself into a health expert with a not-so-real food and wine label, Harry is drinking tea with the king and hugging old friends. This isn't the story Meghan wanted. Let's be honest, she didn't spend years helping Harry leave royal life, cutting ties with his family, and burning bridges from Windsor to Wales just to see him happily walking around London waving at fans. That ruins her story. It's a problem for their brand, because if Harry starts liking the royal life again, their rebel couple image, the thing they make money from, is done. It's not us versus the royal family anymore. It's Harry maybe wanting to return, and Meghan not invited. Meghan has always controlled the story. She gives the interviews, shares the quotes, and when things go wrong, she plays her strongest card, being the victim. I was the most bullied person in the world. They tried to destroy me. That's her way of using emotion to shift blame. But that won't work if Harry is out there smiling about having tea with his dad. That doesn't match the story. It makes her look like the odd one out, not the mistreated duchess she tries to be. And let's not forget the kids. Meghan's big bargaining piece. Archie and Lilibet have been kept away in Montecito like rare gems behind security and podcast deals. They are the heart of the Sussex story. But when Harry shows their photos to Charles, it's not just a sweet moment. It's like Harry is saying, look what you're missing, and look what I can give you. Because here's the hard truth. Harry knows he lost something when he left the royal life. Maybe it took him a while to admit it, but he knows. In the UK, he was a prince, a hero, a favorite. In California, he's just another guy looking for purpose between surfing and therapy. And no amount of Netflix shows or chicken coop videos can fill that empty space. You can take a man out of the palace, but you can't take the palace out of the man. Harry has told friends this isn't the life he thought he was choosing. All the promises, freedom, money, creative control, they came at a cost, and the shine wore off fast. Meghan's passion might still be strong, but Harry's has dimmed. This trip sparked something in him again. Being back home reminded him of who he used to be. Prince Harry, the people's prince, loved, respected, not just accepted because of fame. And that's Meghan's worst fear. Not a scandal, not a failed podcast, but her husband remembering the part of himself that doesn't need her to feel complete. Back in Montecito, this didn't feel like a happy reunion. Meghan, who called leaving royal life freedom, now watched from afar as Harry stepped right back into the world she worked hard to leave. Her carefully built story that the royal family was cold and stuck in the past was now clashing with Harry's happy memories of being home. And nothing upsets Meghan more than losing control of the story. In California, her life is tightly managed. She wakes up early, packed with meetings and investor calls. She wants to do it all. Be a CEO, creative leader, public figure. but ends up overwhelmed, juggling too many projects that don't quite work. Her lifestyle brand has slowed down, and people in the industry say buyers are confused or not interested. Being a duchess in exile only goes so far in the tough world of fame and business. But now Meghan's biggest problem isn't business, it's how things look. Harry was supposed to be her partner, her equal, her support in this new life. But now he's becoming a solo act, and he seems to like being in the spotlight again. His UK visit showed something Meghan didn't want to see, that the British people might question Harry, but they still like him more than they ever liked her. He's the son who left and is being welcomed back. She's the one they never truly accepted. And as Harry walked through London, Meghan's absence said more than any article. People close to them say their relationship feels different now. Not because of big fights, but because of space. Meghan used to be involved in every choice. Now she often works alone. She controls her brand, her image, her schedule. Harry, on the other hand, spends more time doing nothing while she throws herself into work. Friends say there's a growing distance, even if they don't talk about it openly. Harry has always needed connection. He's never been cold or distant. He enjoys being around people, crowds, and energy. That's why being back in the UK felt like breathing fresh air after being stuck emotionally. For once, he didn't have to be careful with his words or hide behind public statements. He was just Harry, smiling at fans, joking with veterans, happy in front of the cameras. He didn't need to explain anything. He just fit in, and that's what bothers Meghan. Because if Harry starts to feel like he belongs there again, what happens to the life they've built in the US? The brand, the identity, the story of rebellion. Meghan didn't leave the royal family to live in between. Half royal, half celebrity. But that's where they are now. Netflix deals are ending. Spotify walked away. Hollywood is losing interest. Fame doesn't wait, and it doesn't care. Without their special edge, they're just another couple trying to stay relevant. So what does Meghan do now? She can't attack Harry's positive time in the UK. That would start more rumors about their marriage. But she also can't support it because it threatens her whole public image. Being connected to royalty again means following rules, smiling even when unhappy, and dealing with old traditions. She's not going back to that ever, but Harry might. Not because he misses royal duties, but because he misses being respected, admired, and part of something important. In the UK, he mattered. In California, he's mostly just Meghan's husband. He's been turned into stories on talk shows and background appearances in her plans. That's not enough for someone who was once the most loved royal after Princess Diana. To make it more complicated, people in the UK were very happy to see Harry. Crowds came to greet him. Veterans saluted. People cheered. It wasn't just polite, it was real love. The kind of love he hasn't felt since moving. California gave him good weather, but not this feeling. Meghan knows this. Even though she smiles in public and says nice things, sources say she's nervous. This wasn't supposed to happen. Harry was supposed to need her more, to be part of her world. Instead, he's finding parts of himself she can't touch, parts that were there before her and might grow again without her. It's painful. Meghan took Harry out of royal life to help him, free him, and build a new life. But now that he's tasted real joy again, he might want to go back. Not to the palace rules, but to the role he had. And for Meghan, that's more threatening than any gossip. Because if Harry feels complete without her, what happens to everything they built together? On the plane back to California, Harry sat quietly. His phone was full of happy photos, friendly moments, and emotional goodbyes. But what he felt wasn't just old memories, it was clarity. For the first time in years, he saw what life could be like without stress, without controlling his image, without pretending to be someone new. And now that he's returning to Montecito, he's not sure that new him is worth keeping. Meghan was waiting, as always, perfectly dressed, calm, with a tight smile that didn't reach her eyes. She asked how the visit went, how Charles looked, what happened. But it wasn't friendly curiosity. It was checking, did Harry stick to the plan? Did he protect the brand? Harry answered nicely, but part of him had already drifted away. Because no polished Instagram or fake smile could replace what he felt back in the UK. That sense of belonging, of legacy, of being looked at with real respect. Meghan noticed this change. Her instincts are strong. This wasn't the same Harry who left a week ago. At home, the quiet between them grew louder. They talked less, meals were quiet. Harry spent more time outside, surfing, driving around with no purpose. Meghan buried herself deeper in work. Her calendar filled up. Video calls, product talks, charity events. She tried to run away from the truth by staying busy. But deep down, she knew it was catching up to them. The press didn't help. British newspapers praised Harry's visit and asked if he's coming back to royal life. Even American news picked up the story. Phrases like homesick prince and royal restart appeared. Meghan couldn't control the story anymore. Every photo of Harry with happy crowds chipped away at the story they had spent years building. Inside their circle, things were tense. Friends say Harry is more thoughtful now. He reacts less, watches more. He's asking about the future, about his kids, about what kind of life he really wants for them. And more, the answers don't point to Montecito. They point to Windsor, Balmoral, Clarence House. Toward a legacy, not a lifestyle brand. For Meghan, this is dangerous. She believes in changing, in reinventing herself. She's built her life on it. From actress to duchess to brand leader, she's always moved forward. But reinvention only works if your partner comes with you. And Harry seems to be going backward, connecting to the past, becoming a version of himself she thought was gone. Now people are quietly wondering what's next. Not divorce, not yet, but distance. Separate work, separate appearances. Harry going back to the UK more often. Meghan focusing on her US plans. They'd say it's about personal growth and new paths. But really, it would be a split. And at the center of it all are two small kids who barely know either side of their family, Archie and Lilibet. Royal by blood, but raised away from it all. Harry wants them to know their history, walk through the same gardens he did, feel the same warmth he just experienced. Meghan isn't so sure. She always imagined their kids would be free, independent, away from royal pressure. But Harry is learning that freedom can feel lonely. And kids need more than ideas. They need connection, family, roots. It's getting harder for Harry to keep them away from their grandfather, cousins, and traditions, especially now that he's seen what they've been missing. King Charles, for all his problems, gave Harry something he hasn't had in a long time. Real time together. Just father and son. No advisors, no Camilla, no one else. It was only 55 minutes, but it opened something in Harry. The idea that maybe some relationships are worth fixing, that not everything needs to be destroyed to find peace. There's no promise that the royals will fully accept him again. The trust isn't all there. William is still distant. The royal family still sees Harry as unpredictable, but the door that once seemed locked is now slightly open, and that changes everything. As fall gets closer, Harry is planning another trip. Quiet, private, maybe even with the kids. Meghan is thinking about how it will look to the public. But the truth is, she doesn't have as much control as before. Harry has found something stronger than fame or Netflix deals. He's found purpose, and purpose doesn't care about public image. Whatever happens next won't be loud. There won't be a big announcement or press release. It will be shown in quiet choices, where Harry spends time, who he lets his kids meet, what causes he supports, what invitations he accepts. And someday, maybe not soon, but someday, there will be a moment where cameras see Harry back in the UK standing where he once belonged.